Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of my Let's Play of Rimworld Naked Brutality. We are playing in rough mode, and I haven't recorded in a while, and unfortunately I have some bad news. Due to personal reasons, I won't be able to record any more new sessions for the time being. So I apologize for that. So because of that, I'm just gonna make this one last video and it's not that I absolutely won't pick this game up again and upload more videos. It's just that I just won't be able to do it anytime soon. So let's take a look at some of the characters and where we stand right now. So Mila, the founder of the colony, is right now getting back from a failed peace talk. So she got 6,000 experience because of it, despite of that. So that's nice. So her social ability should go up significantly. It's under 10, I believe. We don't have anybody who's good at social, really. Let's see, let's look at Wired. Wired is our resident crafter. Let's look at his stats. So his crafting's up to 15. He's a body purist who's unfortunately I've had to put a bionic leg on him, and his left toe is destroyed, his right ring finger is destroyed, so his manipulation is a little lacking. His movement is enhanced because of the bionic leg, and he's probably not too happy about because he's body purist. He's probably not body purist, squeamish, -10, as you can see. I hate having this unnatural thing attached to me. It feels so filthy. So with just moderate expectations, and with Lover Nimi, you know, opinion 10, this is still okay, but you can see things can go south real quick, especially if I have to replace more body parts. And yeah, it's not good. It's not good. His prospects are not good. He's gonna go become mentally unstable soon, I think. I might just have to pull him away from all combat duty, just sit in the back and hope that that 10 negative mood won't be enough to cause him to become useless. So we just don't have anybody, hardly, except maybe Mila, doesn't have an issue. This is chemical interest. This is just waiting to happen. So he's just gonna, at some point, he's gonna try something. You know, he's gonna go on a binge. He's gonna have a breakdown, and he's gonna take something, and it's gonna be no going back. Maybe I get some Luciferium in here, and he has a breakdown, and he decides to take Luciferium, and then he's gone. There's no way I'm gonna feed him Luciferium. Just no way I can afford it. But at the same time, right now he's my best miner. He was going to be the cook. He's really good at plants, so he's got 3 stats going, right? He's got a burning passion for these 3 things, and he's good at research too. And he could be our social person if it gets trained up enough. But chemical interest, I feel that's a bomb waiting to explode. It's a time bomb. Otherwise, not too bad. The lung can be replaced. I just need to find the lung. it's already affecting him. It's causing him to have reduced in everything, just basically most everything. Capabilities. Bowman is greedy and neurotic. So the greed part I can fix. The neurotic part makes him easier to have a mental breakdown. So he's probably my best shooter, and he's actually got a burning passion to do melee fighting, but I need shooters. He's pretty good at construction, but he's been mostly on research lately, so that's good. You know, I need research done, but he doesn't have a huge problem. Just this mental break threshold means he's more likely to have a breakdown. Then we have Leonardo the Pyromaniac. Okay, so one day he's gonna burn down this place. He's gonna set fire in here and burn down all my corn, probably, and then if something happened, like let's say I had a raid and now everybody's hospitalized, and like most of the people are like the people who could even stand up, they're exhausted. They've had to patch up everybody else, and they're injured still, and then he has a breakdown. He has a breakdown, and he starts a fire, or starts a few fire, and then I'm in trouble. So he's another time bomb that's just waiting to happen. I mean, he doesn't have any other bad traits, but except for that Pyromania, which is oof. Good health, not bad. My potential crafter should wire. You know, should things not work out for wired, he's probably gonna get trained. Very good at construction, very good at medical. But after he's burned down the whole place and gotten everybody injured from smoke inhalation and heat burns, because in an enclosed space, like let's say he starts a fire in here, it will be really hard to put it out. Like if it doesn't get put out immediately in an enclosed space like this, the temperature will rise. The temperature will rise so quickly, it'll be impossible. I just have to shut the door and let you know, just shut the door and not allow anybody through and let it burn, because otherwise people are just gonna go in there and get burned. Like it'll be like 500 degrees or something like that, and just like that's one of the strategies for dealing with insect infestations too, was to use heat to kill them. But I'm not really, like, where they're coming from, I can't really do that. And I'm really afraid of digging in the mountain and getting more insect infestation. So instead I've put my barracks more rooms here. These aren't barracks, these are fancy rooms. They're mediocre rooms right now, but I just need to put like that, like some kind of sculpture in there, and then it can be slightly impressive. If this sculpture was excellent, this would be this, and these other things wouldn't need to be here. So Leonardo, good at construction, good at medical, could be crafter, just burning passion, can be artist, pretty good, capable of dumb labor, which is really important. Otherwise, a very good character, except for that Pyromaniac. He's dangerous. So we got Nimi. Nimi is could get better at melee, terrible at shooting, and no enthusiasm for it either. But she's just got this pessimist. That's it. That's her only negative. So good with animals. I probably just put her on animals because she didn't have passion for much anything else, and I already have a crafter. There's no way to really train melee, and oh yeah, she was doing research, so she should researcher, animal trainer, hauler, cleaner. Actually a all-around pretty good character. The pessimist -6 mood is not a huge issue actually. I could get away with that. No health issues, so good. This is actually one of the better characters. So this looks like the second best character after Mila actually. Despite Wire, right? Wire may look good, but he's gonna get in trouble because of he's gonna lose more body parts and need them replaced, and then his body purist attitude is gonna be an issue. So Squid, another pyromaniac, just another person waiting to have something happen. Okay, so no health issues, only but 47 is getting up there. She might pick up something as she ages. She might pick up a disease or something. But right now, wow, look at that. No negatives into the mood. She's the artist. Looks like got passion for animal and crafting, intellectual and shooting. So she looks like she would be a great contributor, except for this firefighting thing, the pyromaniac thing. Pretty scary. So the Naruto, quick sleeper, and Squid, careful shoot. Careful shooter is actually a good trait. Most weapons, you're better off as a careful shooter. I think maybe the pump shotgun and like the submachine gun or machine pistol, you're better off with like spray and pray, or I forgot what the other trait is called. But Squid overall, except for pyromaniac, good character. Now this person, Bread, just has lung issues, so I just need to replace the lungs. Unfortunately, sometimes I can play a game and find maybe one lung. I think every game I've found lungs, at least one. You know, all the long games. Usually you can find one, but two may be tricky, especially since there are other people with lung issues, right? So now I have two people I have to take care of, but certainly that can be dealt with. But the asthma can become major. It's just unfortunate, so it's affecting him, 96% here, 98% here. So I wish I had lungs to replace them, but I don't. My hospital is coming along too. I've got tiles, I've got hospital beds, and I think I'm researching bionics. I'm researching bionics, but I should be getting this too soon, and then my hospital will be tip top for Rimworld. But this character looks really good, except for the greedy thing. Just have to deal with it. Greedy for impressive room. I just need to make his room impressive. Night owl in daytime, yeah. So night owl's okay, because you get an opinion bonus during the night. You get negative during the day, and having somebody up at night can be useful, especially if there's a fire. You don't have to wake somebody up. And night owl's not a bad trait in my opinion. Kind of a neutral trait. So he's actually pretty good at melee. I should put a weapon on him, but I don't have the gear. Like I need him to be this geared before I trust him. Maybe I'll put him on the power armor, you know, just for the time being, or when we have a fight, just tell him to grab the power armor. I keep forgetting to get Black to put on the power armor. Like the last few times we had the infestation, he could have easily had time to grab the power armor and come back, and he would have had less injuries, but he really didn't get anything. You know, he would get horribly injured all over the place, and he wouldn't have any lasting scars or, you know, anything like that. That's pretty good. But other than that, like, that's what the power armor is for. And so far, no damage to the power armor, because I keep forgetting about it. And whenever somebody accidentally picks it up, you know, because if I let them, you know, if I allow, somebody's gonna pick it up because it's, you know, better than what they have on. So Frick, finally we come to Frick. Look at all these good trades: kind, pretty, optimist. So he's not gonna cause any problems because he's kind. He's pretty, so people like him. Okay, so he's less likely people will be mean to him and insult him or something like that. And he optimistic, so somebody, you know, insults him once, brush it right off. Really good character, except for the fact that he can't do dumb labor. He can't even care. No social and no firefighting. So we have 3 characters that doesn't do any firefighting. So if like half the colony is gone and somebody starts a fire, and you know, the guy who could actually do firefighting is down from an injury or something. Wow. Even food poisoning, right? The guy who could put out the fire has food poisoning. He's like struggling to move to put out the fire. Well, we're in trouble. So, but other than that, I wouldn't have kept him, but we needed a cook. He had a really high cooking skill, and now he's full-time cook, and he's got good plant skill, ammo skill. I'm okay with that. He's also a pretty decent shooter with passion, burning passion for it too. So he's just going to be a full-time cook. I mean, you need somebody pretty much to be a full-time cook if you're gonna have like 5 meals, not depend on the nutrient paste dispenser. Pretty much, yeah. The nutrient dispenser is one of the things that I think really, if you're not using it and you're playing Rimworld, it really helps you. This is a huge boost. Now, the food is terrible, and so you get a negative opinion, like a -4 opinion or something like that for eating, you know, awful food. But nobody ever gets sick. And there's no food poisoning from eating nutrient paste. So, and it uses less food. Like, in order to create a meal, it uses 8 food ingredients of any kind. Oh shucks, is that insect? Oh, it's insect jelly. Oh my god, you're not putting insect jelly. Insect jelly is kind of valuable. Okay, so this is what happens. I gotta change this. Animal products, insect jelly. You cannot allow animal products, insect jelly. So, okay, so anyways, so that's the entirety of my all the characters in my colony, all the people. There's a total of 9. I've not been able to recruit too many people. I have 12 rooms set up, so I'm prepared for like a 15-16 people colony, especially if people like start having relationships and they moving together. 12 rooms is enough to house 16 people easily, maybe even more, depending on how many of them pair up. So look, looking at the rooms really quickly, I created these rooms, 4x4 rooms, using marble because the room size matters for opinion. Like the bigger the room, the better. But I really think, you know, making it bigger is just too challenging, and if I get a psychic emanator, which is like gives a psychic smooth continuously, it would only affect very few rooms. So so if I get a psychic emanator, right now I can put it like here, and it would affect all my rooms plus the hospital and this work area. It probably won't hit up the rec area, won't affect the rec area or the kitchen, but so I'll probably put it here, and that's kind of why, one of the reasons why the rooms are 4x4. Like smaller, they get too cramped and people don't like them. Bigger, too much space, kind of costly too. You gotta use marble or whatever material. And I use marble because marble gives a plus opinion, especially smooth marble. Smooth marble gives you a +2 opinion, +2 beauty. If it's actually just a marble wall, +1. Marble floors, you see, actually floors is just +1. It doesn't matter what kind of floors you use. It's just +1. If there's stuff on it, you can see it reduces the beauty quite significantly. So that's why. Oh, chairs actually. So you can see that's why I put some chairs here on the table, and this flower pot. So this beauty helps make this room better. So that you can check it with this right here. Toggle the beauty display. So I like 4x4 room, double beds, wooden beds are good. The most I would do, like the reason why wood's cheap, easily available, quick to construct. If it's bad, like if it's poor or normal, you want to get rid of, then you can just deconstruct it, reconstruct another, make until it's like good or better, right? And wooden beds gives you better sleep. I forgot exactly what the numbers are, but if you have a marble bed, which is more beauty, I think sleep is worse, so your colonists tend to sleep just a little bit longer. So that's why I have bedrooms like that. And of course the doors, right? The doors, you see this wooden door, no beauty here, but here this is a marble door. You can see +1 beauty. And I was gonna do marble doors, but like a lot of times I just forget, or you know, it's partly because of the material cost of wooden doors is just lower, and it takes less time to get. You know, you can easily replace it. But the deal with wooden doors is wooden doors tend to open and shut more quickly, which is a benefit. So that's why this is a wooden door, and these are gonna be replaced with power doors. Once I do research for power doors, I will get them. Auto doors. The kitchen just gets, this door gets used so much. This door just gets used so much. These are power doors for sure, and these tend to stay wooden doors because they get used quite a bit, and fires are not that huge of an issue if the rest of it is not going to burn. So but if fire becomes an issue, since I have 2 pyromaniacs and 3 people in total who cannot put out fires, I can replace them. And generally, actually, this wooden drug lab. I forgot to change it to steel drug lab because that would make it less susceptible to fire, but generally I use steel for that. But as you can see, this happened, but that's okay. So let's look at my hospital. Oh, what happened? The game locked up. Ooh. I am still recording, right? Yeah. So the game locked up. Why did the game lock up? I don't know why the game locked up, but okay, so as you can see, the hospital, I designed it for 8 people. I spaced out the beds, but you can actually have it tightly packed and it won't be an issue. But you know, I'd be really turned off if my hospital bed is like right up smack against the next person's bed. I mean, game-wise, it doesn't mean anything. It just, in my mind, it's just off-putting. That's why I have them spaced out. So this is enough for 8 people. But hospital beds are kind of expensive, so I've only made 3. This is still a wooden bed. So that's going to get this deconstructed, and I'm going to build 5 more hospital beds. And hospital beds are better. They provide like a lower chance of an infection or something like that. I don't know exactly. I think they might even help with successful operation. I think the vitals monitor does. So that's why this hospital bed. I was gonna put like an air conditioner and a heater in here, but just never got around to it really. That's why it's like this. And this kitchen here, I was going to either put like a beer making thing here. Did I have that researched? Can I make beer? I cannot. So a brewery. I was gonna put a brewery here, or else I was gonna put an electric stove and have 2 people cook. Sometimes if you watch other people play Rimworld, you notice that a lot of them have a lot of kitchens have 2 electric stoves because they need to cook fast. One cook is just not enough not enough to provide enough packaged survival meal and fine meals. So that's why there's a space here, and there's just one chair sharing with these 2, because you know, butchering, just a few seconds is done. You don't do butchering that much relatively. Yeah, you do a lot, but it doesn't take much time. You won't be doing quite as much as you cook. So I just put a stool here, and it's just funny. It works for both sides. It actually does work like that, and it's fine. You know, as tight pack as this, nobody cares. It has people have no issue working in this tight kitchen. So this is something fancy I saw online. This is the refrigerator, my huge 15 by 15. Well, the walls are 15 by 15. The inside is only like 13 by 13. My refrigerators are always this big, and I usually just have a row of 4 air conditioners. Makes it easy to manage, but at the same time, you know, if I get attacked or there's an electrical fire, if something blows up, it can affect all the air conditioners, which kind of suck because they cost components. The steel I can deal with, the components, especially in early game, is kind of challenging to get. But it'll get easier. So the kitchen, as you can see, I designed it specifically with the dispenser, the refrigerator, and the kitchen in mind. I already planned it out at the beginning of the game, and I saw this online that you can do this, right? So you just make a hole in the roof, you know, just go to your zone, you know, remove zone area. Look at that. So I have a remove zone roof zone right here, and even though I set it up right, this is actually not necessary in this instance, because a 15 by 15 space, you're always going to have an unroofed middle, right in the middle, right? Just build roof. Like you can see, There's no roof here, and you cannot build a roof here because it won't hold. It just won't hold. So so let's go in the kitchen again. So I saw online there's this fancy setup. You could put it in the middle and just all the heat would just go up the middle, right? It's going through the roof. This is kind of fancy and makes it easier to defend. Like if there's a raid, they can't just go directly to your air conditioner, blow it up, and then your food will spoil. Its walls and doors are easier to defend, and you know, they set fire and they attack the door, it's fine. You know, easy to replace. You can sit here and repair that. You know, send your guy in, repair that. So that's why this setup, and these we're going to be enclosed spaces for farms. You know, so that they're not affected by cold. You know, by the weather, by you know, nuclear, whatever, fallout, toxic fallout, or whatever, which kills all the plants. So the plan was to make 2 of these. That's why these doors are specifically set up here. And then the walls are supposed to be double thick for the refrigerator, so it keeps the cold in better. But it never gets hot enough really in that 4 air conditioner or coolers can't handle. So this light only covers this area. That's why there's this these blank areas, because the light won't cover that, and so you can see it's not lit. Let's look at that. So 50% lit. This is brightly lit, so it needs to be brightly lit too. The plants will die if you plant them here, so that's why. What else? Oh, this is going to be my what do you call that? I'm gonna put the beacon, orbital trade beacon, right here. So the orbital trade beacon is actually bigger. You can make it a bigger thing, but I just don't like having these corners here. You know, it's big enough. I'm not gonna have that much stuff to trade. It's also good storage, I guess. But so you'd set it up here, and if there's an empty space here, the stuff gets beamed directly down. So I just have one little hole here. It doesn't beam down. It just still beams right next to the building. But I think the hole needs to be bigger. But it's good enough for me. I'm not comfortable with this huge hole. You know, especially if the weather's gonna be super cold or something. And I don't know if this is considered indoors. It's unroofed. Oh, it is. Because things don't break. Yeah, even if you so the plan is just to make this a stockpile without the corners. Something like this, and then that was it. And then you can you can see I would have 2 big stashes. All the stuff that's made, clothing and all the materials, clothing material, leather and all that, they go in here, and then they can be sold. And oh, I got a telescope, I forgot to set that up. And if that's not enough storage, I can always build more storage here for a stash. So ships passing in orbit, if you have the orbital beacon and this comms console, you can talk to them and you can trade with them. So this comms console you could maybe set up here or here, or you know, wherever, it doesn't matter. And then so that's why there's it. And I heard there's a separate clean lab will make research faster. I'm not absolutely sure. I don't really know how to test it. I didn't really test it, but I just usually set it up like this, separate room. And this wooden simple bench, eventually, you know, it will be useless, so we'll get rid of it. But as of right now, you can actually have 2 people researching with one on a simple bench. If the research is low level enough that the wooden bench still applies. But if you're going up here, you know, stuff like that, this wooden simple bench can't be used to do that kind of research. So that'll be removed, and then probably a deep scanner will be put in here. So that's the plan for the base. And you can. I was also going to build a kill box here with turrets, but that's not happening now. Well, maybe in the future it will. But once again, sorry about the fact that I won't be continuing this anytime soon. But thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed my videos. See you